Craig of the Creek is a show about a boy named Craig and his two friends, Kelsey and JP, as we follow their adventures exploring the nature of the nearby creek. After watching every single episode of the show, it is now time for me to talk about the final episode of this series, and also talk about what the show means to me in general. Welcome to the last episode of Creek Dynamacy. So, Craig of the Creek's over. We're here. Talk about the last episode of the show. It's a really great show. First, I'm going to be talking about what makes the episode very special, and then afterwards, I'm going to be talking about what is like the best, what makes the show so special to me as an individual. So, let's jump into it. So, the final episode of Crazy Creek is called "See You Tomorrow at the Creek," just like in the end credits song. So the summary for in Wikipedia reads, Craig's family takes Bernard to college while he stays at home. Feeling lonely, he goes to the creek and presents his new and improved map to his friends. They decide to post it at the train tree. Impressed, everyone suddenly arrives at the stump to thank Craig for the map, and they throw an impromptu party. Craig reunites various friends from all over the creek who thank them in their own way, ending with Xavier arriving to take a giant group selfie of the whole cast, minus the elders and the witches for some reason. I don't know. I guess they got things to do. Everyone leaves as Craig, Kelsey, and JP decide to stay past the dinner bell, and Craig mutters, "I'll see you tomorrow," ending the series. So I think the first thing I should point out about this episode is that it's not just a big grand finale to it all. It doesn't end with another grandiose big special event or even a movie for that case. No, it's very small scale. It's kind of just a total vibe, just Craig talking to his old friends and the friends he made along the way and stuff. Just just capping out the series, tying up some loose ends or anything, and just establishing that this is a very this is someone's comfort. This is a comfort show. I don't know why he started so much for that. And it's nothing too major, and that's really what I like about it. It's a great way to end this, because Crazy Creek inherently was a slice of life show. It only became more story driven when they decided they could go further beyond the realm of what they initially considered possible. You have episodes where Craig, Kelsey, and JP, they go into the Poison Ivy Grove, or they play a game of tag and stuff. But then we get more episodes that go beyond the outer perimeter of the creek, and explore more for the other side. Just so you know, most of this is going to be unscripted because I'm trying to be as candid as possible. It's and then the story evolves further and further beyond. You see more characters, you have more story arcs, you create more drama, and you create big epic stories, and that's what makes the show really cool. And going back, this final episode is kind of going back to the roots. It's acknowledging all the big stuff that happened, but also it's a lot more smaller scale. It doesn't need to be this last final hurrah. It's just very just vibe and chill, And this isn't it's not just a flash forward what we saw in Craig to the Future. It doesn't end with Craig being content that he and his friends are going to separate, because I think he was that in Hard Forest, if I remember correctly. Here he's kind of he's just living in the moment at the end, just being I'll see you tomorrow, just staying past the dinner bell. That's just so cool. I just love it so much. Additionally, it is really cool to see everybody just hang out, having fun, just chilling and vibing. And it's not, it's just all just to celebrate Craig and all his accomplishments, everything he's done in the show, because the show is about Craig, and Craig is kind of the reason that everything happens, all the bad stuff, but also the good stuff. And for the bad things, I don't think there is none. There's not to say that this is the most perfect episode, but I'm having a tough time elaborating on what exactly is bad about it. I don't know. I guess Will Ernesto shows up, but she hasn't really been that bad since breaking the ice. So in fact, she's actually not that bad, honestly, but I still don't like her, So now it's time for my overall thoughts on Crazy Creek as a show. It is one of my favorite shows of all time. It used to be my all-time favorite show, but I was Avatar: The Last Airbender is pretty good too. How I got into Crazy Creek is that it started as just another show in Cartoon Network. I was oh, that's kind of cool. I watched a few episodes and I didn't think much of it. It wasn't until I saw more episodes that I realized, oh wait, hold on, the show's actually really cool. It's I think Power Punchers might have been the episode that really reeled me in. I was oh yeah, this is awesome. And that's kind of the thing. What I've mentioned before is that Crazy Creek started out as a very small scale show, just slice of life like any other cartoon out there. But then it becomes so much more. You explore new characters, you explore new conflicts, you explore new areas of the creek, because the creek itself is what makes the show very interesting. Because it's a big natural landscape. You have all this stuff that that like you can just explore with Craig and his friends. And like not only that, but you also get to understand like themes of like, you know, growing up, you know, getting a job, going to college, and like being scared for like what may lie ahead. And that's like it hits hard. Whenever it wants to, it can really just like gut punch you in the feels, but while also doing some very like creative things. It's also like it also feels like pretty meta. Like in fact, like H. Michael Kroner, I think that's his name. He's the voice of JP. He's like improv some of his lines for JP, and that's like what makes his character very fun. And that's what JP is. Like he's an enigma, I should say. Kelsey is also really cool because like, you know, she's like, despite her like small stature, she has like, you know, like cool like arcs about like, you know, like her overcoming stuff, like, you know, just like in like self-image and like sexuality and stuff. And then we have Omar who has a complete like side story, a backstory per se, that like bleeds into like the big arc of like the other side, and then that connects to the end of the series, and then he joins Craig's main friend group. And then there's like other characters like Kid, Maya, Wildernessa, okay, and also like Jason, and like so many other characters in the creek. And because there's like so many characters in the creek, that's what makes the show so cool, because it has a wide range of like cast members that like each with like different factions, because they're kids, they can do this. It's like, and they even form their own government. That's what makes it so cool. That's what makes it so cool. That's what makes the show so cool. Why am I saying it 3 times? Yeah, and of course there are bad characters, as you would with like a show that like ran for this long and also has a huge array of characters, but ultimately like they like take the bad with the good. They take the good with the bad and stuff. That's just what I liked about it. So that's just what I liked about the show. And I feel like at the end of the day, Craig is definitely like one of the best characters in the show, because while he can like be a little like, you know, like, rambunctious at times, because that's what he is, a kid, he really is like a good definitive like protagonist for the show. Like he's someone who wants to like live in a moment. He's like, he wants to be a kid forever, but he's also mature enough to, you know, understand to do the right thing, because that's what he does. He saves the creek from like being invaded by Xavier's forces through trial and error, but he also, you know, he unites everyone for like the Council of the Creek, and that's what makes him such a cool protagonist. That's what makes him one of the best protagonists in my opinion, because it's all about like narrative drive and also just character conflict that he presents in like certain episodes, whether he can be like brash or like impulsive, like it doesn't matter, because and at the end of the day, you know that he has a good heart inside him. That's what was shown in like the Heart of the Forest season finale, and also in the movie. It shows that like Craig, like he's a good kid. That is what I'm trying to say. So, at the end of the day, Craig the Creek, while not my favorite show, is definitely my second favorite show, and really holds a very like special place in my heart. And that was the final episode of Craig Dynamacy. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out the straw ball, check my demon art, my Twitter, and my letterboxd. Links in the description. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.